Some 11 years ago, Bob Brown was still our CEO at the coalition. Bob had announced he was going to leave the coalition to go work at United Way. And so Bob and I went out to lunch one day to just sort of finish things up. I was board chair at the time. The waiter comes up to us at the end of the lunch and says, "Bob, I don't know if you remember me. I was in the First Steps program at the Coalition for the Homeless. You cleaned me up, put me back on the streets. I have this job. I can now take care of my 2 boys and have a wonderful life. Thank you, Mr. Brown." Tears were streaming out of both our eyes, I assure you. It was a wonderful moment. If I was to describe what the coalition accomplishes and say what are 2 words that would describe the coalition, I would say game-changing, because they change people's lives every day.
First United Methodist Church has a courtyard outside the sanctuary, and it appeared to be just kind of a natural gathering place for homeless folks, especially at night. This one particular night that I remember, it was chilly outside, for Central Florida, maybe in the 50s. And Robbie's my son. He said, as we were leaving, he said, "Daddy, why don't you open the door to that building and let them in? I mean, then they'd be warm tonight." I look back and it amazes me how my 6-year-old son pointed to a solution that wouldn't have occurred to me, frankly. And that, along with lots of other people and organizations and efforts that occurred, really had a lot to do with the birth of the Coalition for the Homeless of Central Florida.
Every time I walk the streets, I walk with my head up high and saying to myself, "Thank you, God, for giving me another chance." Now people get one chance and one chance only. So I had the privilege to have 2 chances to come back, and they opened the door. And this is another home for me, and whatever they need from me, I guarantee I'll make time to be there for the coalition, my friends, and for others.
We've come here from nothing, both of us. Her in addiction, me 17 years of incarceration. If I had to leave here today with no place to go, no setup, whatever, I'm in a situation now that I could walk out of here today and we wouldn't have one night without a roof over our head and move on. And that happened since we've been right here.
If I hadn't gone to the coalition, I don't know. I can't not tell you where I would be. I would no family, no friends. At that time, the coalition was the only possible place that had an open bed for me to go. Everywhere else, no beds available.
We change people's lives every single day in a very positive way. The Coalition for the Homeless is positioned and will continue to be positioned to be the best provider of those services in Central Florida.